the new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com. You are listening to High Score 510, where real talk is our vernacular.
In other news, Aaron Rodgers was You're watching Get Rich Schemes over here on the
phone? No, that's me. Pedro's checking his blood sugar right now.
Exactly.
Oh, that was your blood sugar meter has a British Australian accent?
No, it has a white accent.
It's
the only way he gonna listen to it. It's the only way he gonna listen to it.
Pedro's getting ready to move to South Africa. He's got it in the fucking Afrikaans accent.
Sure.
They called it the worst referee game of the 2023 season. It was pretty bad. But still not the reason the Rams lost. The Rams lost because they can't score in the red zone.
You know, it's the most fun. The most fun on the internet is when the Cowboys lose in the playoffs. Like, I don't think you realize.
Well, I can only imagine, Brandon, because I was up at the cabin with Jared. So we even though we have internet, like I wasn't getting all the texts until I left out of the cabin. Then it just started pouring in.
I was getting the texts.
Yeah, somehow Jared phone.
Mm-hmm. I was even getting the group text. Usually I don't get the group text because you and Pedro got weird.
Yeah, you and Pedro don't have iPhones, so it won't come through. The group text won't come through.
Yours were coming through yesterday, so I was able to respond in real time.
Yeah, I know you're getting bombarded, but I had some other Cowboys fans that I need to share some lovely messages for.
And you see the High Score 510 Instagram page is full of great Cowboys content from yesterday. That was my way of processing, getting through the stages of grief before the game ended, Brent. I was by the middle of the fourth quarter. I'd already resolved all that anger and disappointment and frustration. So
oh yeah, I was like, man, I got the girls this week by myself, so like I get dinner ready. Like we have dinner a little bit early. We're turning this football game. We're gonna, we're gonna have the football game on in the house. And I turned on the game. I was like, dude, this the hell's happening here?
Yeah, you're like, oh man, I'll just pick it up when it starts getting important, and then all of a sudden, wait, no, it's not important no more. Was there any part of the game that was important? Yeah. Once that pick six was thrown, it was like, this game is pretty much it's gonna take a miracle comeback. And I was like, if they can start doing things to make the miracle happen, I'll keep watching it. Every time they had a chance, it's like, nope. It was bad.
No, man, they just couldn't stop the run, man. It wasn't even
where it started at. It wasn't the run because they couldn't stop anything. It wasn't just the run. The run made it to where it's like, oh man, like they got a big enough lead where they might just run the ball and you can get some 3 and outs on them if you can play the run well. And they're like, nah, we just gonna go down the field in like 5 plays and score another touchdown. Man, we'll get to the Cowboys in a little bit. It's a stain on the history of the Dallas Cowboys as a franchise. But like January 6th, when it happened, was I surprised? No, not really.
I mean, you can't say you weren't surprised. I feel like
I wasn't really surprised. I honestly, to be honest, I was not surprised. We can get to that. We can get to that later once we get into the meat and bits of it. But I wasn't surprised. Honestly, the one thing that I'll say for now is, there was a lot of, I listened to my little Cowboys podcast. A couple of them had people calling and everyone's like, no, I feel good about this. This is our year. Everyone just like kind of just being like, oh, no, we good. And I was like, I'm glad everyone's so optimistic, but like, have we not learned as a Cowboys fan base?
But they're talking about we're good after the game.
No, they're like, no, before the game, they're leading up to this game. They were all like, no, we got this is our year, or I'm not worried about Green Bay. We got to stay focused on them and, get through them. But like, we better than them, this, that, and the other. And I was just like, dude, I was like, man, I appreciate the sentiment, but also like I've learned as a fan of the Cowboys, you can never get too comfortable with how good your team is, because over the last 27 years, they've learned that they are not good enough over and over and how they say it, Marshawn?
That's when it just clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over again.
Think there's a deeper metaphor there?
Run through a motherfucker face.
Cowboys get motherfucking running through their face. It feels like every time they have a chance where you think they're gonna be good, whether it was the 2011 team or what else, 13-3, whatever the year that was. You know what I'm saying?
That was Dak's rookie year though, Jared.
No. I'm talking about the team with Romo, and they had a bunch of all pros, a bunch of Pro Bowlers.
Was that Romo and DeMarco Murray?
No, that was before DeMarco Murray. That was still Marion the Barbarian, I believe.
May he rest in peace.
R.I.P. that brother. I think he was still on the team. That team they were good, 13-3, number one seed, and they lost to the Giants, who went on to win the Super Bowl. But it's to be expected. You cannot go you can go in there if want to be positive, but you cannot go into any playoff game as a Cowboy fan and think that they are going to beat that team resoundingly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what they do, and it's not what they did yesterday. They get blown out more than they ever blow out anybody in the playoffs. It's not like they last year against Tampa. That was their one game where they looked great, but otherwise they've gotten blown out more in playoff games than I've seen them ever blow anybody else out. Other than those first two Super Bowls against the Bills, which were but that was a whole nother pedigree of team and mindset.
Who should feel worse right now, Jared? Me or you?
Me by far.
Why you? The Rams lost too yesterday.
Yeah, but the Rams were playing a good team. The Rams were not at home. The Rams were not the number 2 seed.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a rebuilding year for the Rams too.
Yeah, and y'all made it and were competitive and could have potentially won that game as a team that didn't have great aspirations, and you didn't know your head coach was coming back if he was fully bought in. You got Stafford's aging, Aaron Donald's aging. You're rebuilding your defense. You're rebuilding parts of your offense. And you had it was good to see that as a Rams fan, you got to feel a little more invigorated that the future prospects are competing in the NFC West moving forward. But for a team as the Cowboys finishing 12-5 2 years in a row, seeming to not be able to get around the 49ers, and this year lining up to where they had a home field advantage to the point where the only time they wouldn't play at home is if the Niners make it, they make it. Then you go on the road and you got a third time's a charm maybe. But this team proved it was lacking throughout the season, which is something that we'll get to.
I mean, I'm really liking the analytical side of you right now, Jared, and the reasonable that you coming with.
I'm always reasonable with the Cowboys.
I mean, I would like to have you say the same energy and the same open-mindedness and the same rationality when Brandon brings up Draymond Green.
Man,
I do have the same rationality.
You're not even close. Not even close.
The problem is right now
it's rational. It's rational if you're in love with him.
I'm gonna double down. Draymond Green is my spirit animal. But it's
my spirit animal is a goddamn a dragon, Jared, and then my second one is a phoenix.
Come on,
and they don't exist. At least I know they don't exist.
At least I know Draymond Green exists. My thing is,
but not as a great basketball player.
If the Cowboys had more players with a mindset like Draymond Green, they would have won yesterday. They might have beat the Niners last year. They don't have enough motherfuckers who are willing to fight their own teammates. I tell you, you get a team full now these fools can't be punching themselves in the face all the time, but you got some dogs on there that are like, I will sock you up if you're not in this mindset that's going to be best for the team. Then shit, let's get more of those players. There's guys on this team that don't got that dog in them. Like, if you're going to punch your own teammate in the face, then I know you're going to punch somebody else in the face when you get on that field. When you get to your opponents, you definitely going to be willing to punch them in the face. But the Cowboys don't deserve it. the Cowboys, it's not about deserving it. It's about when you get on that field, do you have a dog in you? Do you have the dog in you?
See what I mean, Brandon? Rationality gone. It's there with the Cowboys, which I don't understand, but gone when it comes to Draymond Green.
No. I'm just saying, if the Cowboys had more players like Draymond Green, if they had a couple dudes who control the locker room and control the tempo, like Trent Williams,
They got a dog.
Deebo Samuel, those two dudes go out there and they have a dog mentality and they play with the dog mentality and they got talent to back it up in what they do.
A dog.
And that's how they go out there and play. Like when Deebo Samuel got lit up and didn't go down on that play against the Ravens Christmas night. They were playing, right? They were getting blown out already. He caught a ball, got set up, turned, and got lit up. And the dude bounced off him, hit him hella hard, and he gathered himself and then turned it into a positive play. I was like, that's the kind of mentality. I was like, the one thing I got out of that play was like, damn, Deebo's still playing. He on that field and he's still playing. He know they losing, and he knows there's probably no chance they're gonna win this game. But he's out here playing. He's out here taking hits and not giving up on the play, not going down easy. Now that can, lead to injuries potentially down the road. But Deebo has enough dog in him, is stout enough of a player to where he's been able to, maintain and be relatively healthy throughout his career so far. But also he got dog in him. And that kind of mentality is what the Cowboys do not have. And a big part of that points at the leadership. I said the only way the Cowboys have to consider firing Mike McCarthy is if they get out here and get it blown out. And now it's like, man, all bets are off, man. You come out that flat and not ready to go at home in a playoff game against the number 7 seed. You know what I'm saying? A team that wouldn't have been in the playoffs as of a couple of years ago before the NFL changed the rule. You're going to lose to that team and get blown out and not even ever have a real puncher's chance throughout the game.
Bitch is running wild, man.
Yeah, man. Some shit might need to change.
But they keep changing, man. Last year, the big change was, hey, let's fire Kellen Moore. Everything will be better.
I think the team got better. And the question you have that remains for whether or not you fire McCarthy is Dak Prescott playing? Was he playing his best football? Was he growing as a quarterback? And that playoff game showed that he reverted back to something that is, that wasn't even rookie year Dak that we saw yesterday.
Yeah, but was all of that Dak's fault, Jared?
A lot of it was Dak's fault. He threw a pick 6 and interception inside the red zone and basically gave them 2.
That's 14 points. What about the
14 points?
14 of like the almost 50 points they gave up.
Yeah, no. If the defense wasn't able to stop them yesterday, but Dak was playing at his peak or playing at a high level, the MVP, people consider he's an MVP candidate. I'm like, pump the brakes. Like, yeah, he's had a good year statistically relative to other quarterbacks, but he hasn't been so dominant, especially against good teams, to where I would say, yeah, he's MVP. He didn't prove it in the year. You look at the teams he struggled against and played bad football against. You look at, he had a bad stinker against Arizona. That was kind of an anomaly. But then you look at Miami and Buffalo, late season games, coming off some of his best games, going to face 2 teams that are playoff teams, that are good teams, that are not no pushover, and have strengths that are going to make you say, hey, whether they're going to challenge you defensively or offensively, they're going to score. So you got to maintain, you keep a pace and don't waste drives. Dak did not prove that he could do that. That's the issue.
But here's the thing, it's a group. Number 1, it's a group effort. Number 2, you can't pick out single games. That's why you got to rate.
It's not single games
over the course of the season. And Dak played really well all season.
He played really well all season except for a couple games, and you got to, if you look more deep analytics of the games where he played poorly and did not look good. Other than the first 4 games, they were kind of getting to speed. After the first 4 games, they really took off for that stretch until they got to Miami and Buffalo. Their 15th and 16th game of the, or 14th and 15th game of the season. They had 2 games after that, but they played 2 teams that had playoff aspirations, that have playoff experience, or a little bit of both, right? So you play these 2 teams, and what do you do this late in the season when everything should be clicking, when everyone, you should be starting to play your best football? You throw out stinkers. You throw out an inability to beat teams that are good. And that's been an issue. Cowboys were really good at beating the mediocre teams and the bad teams. That's a good sign that, hey, your team is showing they're a level above. But how much a level above are you than these teams? And if things aren't going your way, that level above becomes, oh, you're just as bad as these other teams. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cowboys, they're like, Cowboys leading the scoring and, you know, in the league, they're the highest scoring team in the league at home with the 37 points a game. I'm like, and the defense was scoring a touchdown or getting interceptions and leading to field goals or touchdowns like for at least 13 of those points. So really, 37, let's not misquote it. Let's look deeper into the numbers. They were getting points off turnovers because their D was playing well. But D's not playing well. Offense, inefficient at best, and then turns the ball over and leads to 14 direct points in the first half. That's how you lose at home. That's how you lose a playoff game. So yes, it's not all on Dak, but as the team goes, and as we know, the quarterback gets the glory and they also get the ridicule. Dak earned this ridicule. Dak earned this. He did not play well yesterday. He didn't play well.
He didn't have a good first quarter. No, he did not have a good first quarter.
He didn't have a great second quarter either.
He didn't have a good first quarter. Like, dude, like, I don't know. Nobody was going to beat that team yesterday, the way they were playing.
No. Anybody could have beat the Cowboys yesterday the way they were playing. And here's the other thing. If you've ever learned anything as a Cowboys fan, and I've told y'all this already, I said, when the Cowboys play a quarterback that doesn't have experience and that should be, oh, this moment is too big, they always play well against the Cowboys. Why is that? Because the Cowboys seem to play a type of football where it's like, well, you know, we know what they don't do that well, but we're going to do this thing where either we're too stubborn and we just going to do what we do so they figure out how to exploit what we don't do well, or we're going to try and get so exotic and so cute with it that we make it easy on the dude instead of just doing the thing that makes us really good. It's a balance. But you got to like lean on what you do well. The Cowboys leaned on not doing anything they do well yesterday. Not stopping the run, not playing aggressive on the line. There was never a time where the players were, except for that first series when they got that penalty that extended the drive and then they ended up going and scoring. That really was the game. If they get them off the field on that first drive and the Cowboys get the ball, you never know what happened. The Cowboys get rolling. Maybe they have a little, you know, Green Bay has to think about it. Something happens, you know, different game. No, you get a stupid penny on the all-pro DaRon Bland, who another reason Dak shouldn't be MVP. DaRon Bland is not an all-pro. He's a good, solid cornerback. He's a cornerback that has good ball skills and will gamble a little bit and tie the record or set the record for pick sixes in the season.
Are you trying to take away somebody's all pro right now?
Yes. Yeah. Now I might agree with you. Like I didn't think he had an all pro season.
There are better. There's no reason to argue.
There are better all pro.
There are better lockdown corners. There are better lockdown corners. There are better coverage.
Yeah, he's not a lockdown corner at all. He's not a great. He's just great on the ball.
But you're not going to trust the people who vote on All Pro to think like I watch Cowboys games.
Larry Brown.
Even if you don't think he's a top All Pro quarterback, he's at least in the top 6.
Brandon,
okay, at least even if they pumped up.
All right, we're gonna trade DaRon Band for a first round pick this year.
Should.
Brandon, when Larry Brown, hold on, Aaron. When Larry Brown won the MVP of Super Bowl, whatever it was, when the Cowboys were playing Neil O'Donnell
basically threw him the ball.
Threw him just two straight to his red basket. Pick sixes. Now,
you gotta be in the spot. You gotta be in the spot, and you gotta catch the ball. And you gotta run it back.
Had him in the spot, Brandon.
When you throw it at a dude where he can't, like he has to do some Matrix shit to avoid it, then that means he better catch it. All I'm saying, Brandon, is, and I know it's a sore point for you, Brandon, because the Raiders decided to sign him to some record deal as a mediocre cornerback because he won Super Bowl MVP.
First of all,
man, that dude must have been hella good, Neil O'Donnell. Hey, can they play Neil O'Donnell every week on the Raiders? No, Brandon, he is a product of a defense that was getting pressure on a regular basis, and he's made some nice interceptions and he made some aggressive plays on the ball. And that is one of his strengths. And he's gotten pick sixes for it. But Brandon, he was not a lockdown corner. He was not a corner that could shut down a whole side of the field. Trayvon Diggs is more a lockdown corner who can shut a receiver down throughout a game.
Diggs not a lockdown corner either,
Jared, I can agree with your premise that this is what's going on. And they said, hey, Trayvon Diggs is hurt. We got Stephon Gilmore. We're not going to throw to that side of the field. We're going to test this guy. If you said he got 6 interceptions the first 6 weeks of the season, I would be like, all right, cool. Hey, product of the defense. But they played 17 games. Mm-hmm. Like, and he's still shutting people down late in the season. So people already saw the stats.
Who was shutting him down? Who was shutting who down?
They already got film on him. And guess what? He was still balling at the end of the season. Like, it's one thing to say, like, oh, I'm going to test this young corner that we don't know anything about. And it's another thing when it's week 17 and he's still playing well. Like, it's a whole different thing. Like, everyone has film on him now. Everyone's playing against him. Everyone's like, wait, actually, he's the better corner than Stephon Gilmore. Let's throw that other way now. Let's work the middle of the field. Let's not go anywhere near him now.
DaRon Bland had a penalty, lit up numerous first down catches, and got burned on a couple big plays, or at least one big play that I remember. So Brandon, it's not about me, saying that this guy didn't play well or that he wasn't worthy of a Pro Bowl vote or even all pro votes. He was not. There are better corners that we can name that deserve to be all pro. Like, look up the all pros and look up other corners, and I will tell you there's at least 2 corners on that list that didn't make all pro this year that I would say could have been in over him.
Let's look at this, because he had 9 interceptions, Jared. 9.
He had 9 interceptions. Yep. He got his 9th one on the last game of the season. Yep. It was good. He got his 6th pick 6 on Thanksgiving Day. Great story. But that was a month and a half ago. That's 2 months ago. Okay.
Brandon, you gotta like Jarrett the Cowboy fan, man.
You know what? I just need you to cut this out. I need to tag him in this post. Like, I need him to respond to
Brandon, Jarrett the Cowboy fan versus Jarrett the Draymond Green fan. Draymond Green was a Hall of Famer in his second year playing with the Warriors. But for the Cowboys, Jarrett will take away someone's all-pro that the writers and on it. He'll take it away right away.
Uncle Jimmy tell you a duck and pull a truck, you better hook him up.
Even though that's his team. He'll strip all-pro, strip all postseason awards.
I'll argue J.C. Horn is a better corner than him.
God damn
it. It's hard because probably the AFC's got a couple corners that are probably that, but they only got to choose 2. So, you know what I'm saying? But if we're looking at all pros, like, they got to choose 2 from the NFC. So, like, sure, there's an argument for him to be there.
No, Jared, NFC. No, Jared, for all pro, that means all pro doesn't go by division or conference. He beat out other people. He beat out everybody.
Who was the other corner? Who was the other
corner? 2 corners.
So I'm gonna so they don't show you all the people who got votes for all pro. I'm gonna show you the people who got Pro Bowl votes, right? And see all the people who are among the top.
All right, who were the 2 all pros? DaRon Bland and who?
Is it Chartavius Ward? Let me see. You got me open up too many tabs right now to help disprove your point.
My point is quite sound and quite reasonable, and actually probably more factual if you watched enough DaRon Bland play. I'm not saying that I'm mad the Cowboys drafted him in the 5th round. I'm not saying that I don't want him on the team. I'm just saying is that
you sound kind of salty, considering that he's a 5th round pick. This
all builds into the mantra or the mindset or the whatever, the positive vibes that all these Cowboys fans were feeling about. Oh man, we got this. It's all good. Yeah. And the Cowboys team came out like they had already won the game. Like the game was supposed to be an easy cakewalk, and they got their shit pushed in.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let him off the hook.
The other all-pro is Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. All right, he's a better coverage corner.
So Sauce Gardner is the top cover corner in the league.
Yep.
Now, Jared, this is where
Patrick Surtain Jr. better coverage corner.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain's a better.
We're talking about a lockdown corner or a corner who can shut down a receiver or basically.
Brandon, part of me, I'm partially.
Joey Porter Jr. is a better lockdown corner.
I'm partially agreeing with Jared because of this. Because I think they got too enamored by his interceptions. He is a good cover corner.
I'm not worried about the interceptions.
Cover corner.
I'm not worried about the interceptions. I'm worried about, are you stopping to do that? And he's been a good player. He's been a good player, Pro Bowl worthy player. Pro Bowl quality player this year, maybe in the future, but he was not an all pro. He was not first team all pro this year.
According to the people who pick all pro, he's an all pro. That's how I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, and you know what? They get things wrong too. And I'm telling them they're wrong. They got this one wrong.
All right, so the 8 Pro Bowl quarterbacks are Patrick Surtain Jr., Sauce Gardner, Jalen Ramsey, Denzel Ward, DaRon Bland, Chartavius Ward, Jalen Johnson, and Devin Witherspoon.
I hate to say it, he probably is the worst corner out of all of those you named, except Witherspoon. I don't think Witherspoon was that good, but he was. Other than that, who did Witherspoon play for? The Rams.
And Witherspoon plays for Seahawks. Jalen Johnson plays for the Bears. Chartavius Ward plays for the 49ers. Like you would have a better point if you said, "Hey, man, this guy doesn't bleed. Jartavius Ward doesn't need to be a Pro Bowler because he plays in a stacked defense.
No, yeah, he wasn't a good cover, but Pro Bowls.
Well, Charvarius Ward is a press corner, so he's done good against DK twice a year. He's done good against them. He's done good against the number one.
Yeah, but that's because the front seven though.
Well,
Jared.
the front seven, no, and same thing. DaRon Bland was getting pick sixes or getting interceptions. He took like DaRon Bland. Some of his interceptions was him going and taking the ball away from the receiver. So there was like at least half of them where he took the ball away. There's a couple where like the ball was just
Peanut Tillman made pressure. All pro doing the same thing, Jared. Peanut Tillman made all pro doing the same thing.
Yeah, but Peanut Tillman, he was just knocking balls out. He was getting some interceptions, but he was causing a lot of fumbles. And like, yeah, that like I didn't think he was a better corner than half the dudes that were ahead of him or that were behind him. But that's, you get the stats and people are like, man, we got to get him that year. But like, if you look at it, nah, he wasn't. And the other thing I'll say is that built into the whole Cowboys thing about these motherfuckers being like, oh, man, we got all pros, we tight. Some of these guys thinking that, man, we just said, no, y'all haven't proven nothing. Y'all haven't won anything. You haven't been anywhere yet. If you have been to the NFC Championship game, if you have been here, there, or the other, like, it's one thing if you're like, no, we know what we got to do, what the difference is, how we're going to tinker. You know what I'm saying? But, like, y'all showed up and didn't do jack shit. Offense, the O-line is the only team that was out there that actually played pretty well. Dak had plenty of time. Mike McCarthy, you showed that you want to run that West Coast offense, but it took till the third goddamn middle of the third quarter where you started throwing the ball down the field. No, if you let Green Bay say, oh, we don't have to worry about 5 and 10-yard routes half the time, and we're not challenging down the field, seam routes, deep crossing routes, short crossing routes, layers, levels, and making these fools have to cover the whole field, like, what are you doing? You're running fucking Kellen Moore's offense that first half, just doing a bunch of turnaround comeback routes. So I was just like, man, this offense. And then why do you keep running the ball on second down? You got second and shorter, you got second and long, and you want to run it then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You get jack shit every time on second down. And then all of a sudden it's third and long. Y'all were playing to say, hey, we want to always get to third down and have it be third and medium or long. No, stay ahead of the sticks. If your best thing is passing the ball, then pass the ball and open the shit motherfucking up. Jordan Love was out there. Shit was opening up for him. He was throwing the ball down the field, around the field. It didn't matter to him. That's what you need to do. Don't sit here and run some dinky-dunk bullshit. You ain't got a goddamn run game. Oh, Green Bay's not good against the run. Well, you don't have a run game. So it's not time to try and get cute with when and how you decide to run and keep running on second down and put yourself in third and long situations on a regular goddamn basis every single series in that first half. Why are you doing that?
Because the Native American ran away.
Coach Jarrett's here. Yes.
Jerry, you sound like those black coaches that be in there coaching in the hood, be yelling at their players.
All I'm saying, man, is that you come out like that. That's a culture issue. Somebody should have had Draymond Green in the locker room. Jimmy Johnson would have pulled a Draymond Green in the locker room if you saw him going off on the team at halftime.
Yeah, I was. I don't think yelling at those players is going to help anybody.
I don't give a fuck. You get your ass whooped. What is yelling going to do to you? It can't be worse than what's happening. So you're going to do something about it?
It seems like the kind of team that needs a pat on the back, man.
No, it's not. No, that's the problem. Is that you want to give them a fucking pat on the back and you'll raise a bunch of sissy-ass pansies that get boat raced in the first fucking half.
I know you don't like it, but you need to stop shucking and jiving. We got a problem.
It's football, motherfucker.
I said that Cowboys fans are the ones that Cowboys fans need.
No, Cowboys. No.
Hey,
Cowboys fans need more YGs.
Use the word sissy.
It's derogatory.
Nigga, please.
It ain't derogatory, sissy boys. These sissy boys. It's
not derogatory when you talk about Cowboy players.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, y'all ready to start the show?
God damn it, we didn't start yet all that talking?
Y'all niggas just got me going on the Cowboys. That's fuck y'all.
And it's just somebody got an all-pro from the Cowboys. Like, fuck, he's trying to take all the awards back.
Yeah, you missed that, Pedro.
Jared's the kind of dad who tried to take away all your Christmas gifts. Oh, man, you ain't clean up your room? Taking all this shit back.
All this shit back. Yeah, we ain't even in school during Christmas time. Yeah, he's taking it back.
Sometimes that's just the way things go, man. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and on the Twitter at Horcrux Hipster. Also, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/High Score 510 or our TikTok page at the High Score 510. And we are here with
this is AG3 coming at you just like Jonathan Majors, because I'll be telling white women that I need them to be my Jada Pinkett.
I swear to God, if I see one more podcast clip talking about being a high value man or, you know, girls, women's body counts, and they gotta be virgins, like how, you know, if you make over fucking 100K, fucking if you're 6'3" and dudes complaining, bro, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. You nerds, stop fucking complaining.
Shout out to Chet Hanks, keeping it real.
It's that boy Chet tonight. Wait, do you follow Chet Hanks? Like, I was thought it was some random fool, but like, no, you actually. I was like,
yeah, that's your boy.
That's too specific to your history for this to be.
My boy Chet Hanks, man, you gotta represent.
Respect, you don't know.
And we are here with.
Hello, everyone. Because of Martin Luther King, I'm able to be everybody's favorite captain, Captain Piedmont. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, all of our playoff teams are out of the playoffs, and they all got blown out. Well, except the Rams.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Well, here's your soundbite.
I start getting money, it's fuck the community. Only people who think about community is broke motherfuckers. Motherfucker with money don't give a damn about fixing the community. I done went from the schools to the strip club. I've had way more fun. Nigga. I'm staying out too late. I wasn't drinking, now I kind of drank a little bit. Nigga, I'm having fun. Once I start getting money, it's fuck the community. Only people who think about community is broke motherfuckers. Motherfucker with money don't give a damn about fixing the community.
What's worse, Jared? The person that listens to the video of the dumbass that's just spouting out the mouth, or the person who actually watched the video of the dude that takes time to play music to it?
You don't follow Mono Leon, or whatever his name is, Aaron?
Nah, I only listen to real musicians that can create music and not just put the shit to somebody's voice on TikTok.
That's hilarious.
So I tried to create.
He made a lot of money doing that. No, he's a legit player. I wouldn't
tell him to go play some shit then, and then stop playing this shit online.
Get your money, go to the strip club. Fuck black people.
Well, I'm glad that you are espousing the ignorance of Charleston White through funk music.
That's why.
Pedro.
Hey, you know what? That's the only smart thing he said.
Well, here's a highlight of another moment Charleston White had this week that he was actually part of.
How you doing?
All right.
I was gonna say I may not be able to reach the top shelf, but I'll definitely be able to reach your heart.
Oh.
That's that
Can
porn
you
star.
take some dick? I already reached my heart. Can you take some dick?
Yeah.
Let my boy get a little 360.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this little motherfucker. I'm gonna try this one out. I ain't never done it before, but I'm gonna try it out. Shit. Yeah.
Who's giving them money to do this?
You're about to make me quit. You know, because both of those people are in porn. Whenever I see that baby alien and that chick, Jared, I'm about to quit.
Wait, hold on.
I'm done.
The fact that he know baby alien for porn.
Well, you know what? It was this half Japanese, half Peruvian chick that was on the cusp of being in porn, and then all of a sudden I see some 3-minute scene with her and that baby alien dude, and I was like, all right. I mean, I don't have no problem with baby alien. You know, people want to watch him. People want to watch him. He got to make his living too. But Charleston White, and I'm done. I'm done watching this shit. I'm going clean. I'm going back to church, y'all.
Charleston White then pushed Aaron back.
No, I seen the little girl, the little lady before. I didn't know she was in porn.
Yeah, the small person. Remember Jared show? Didn't Jared show something? Or
she was in another clip we played doing something.
Yeah, she was in a clip. We didn't see the porn clip,
because...
but she was in a clip getting ready or something.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. But I know I seen
I'm just upset not at the two P stars. The fact that they choosing to do some shit with Charleston White, that's what got me done. I'm done. Done. I don't mind the baby alien or the small person.
Just doing something for clickbait.
The little person. I'm done, Pedro. I'm done. I'm gonna join about 4 religions. I'm gonna join about 5 different kind of Christian sects too, and hopefully they let me into the Church of Latter-day Saints. I'll join that motherfucker too if they ain't racist at the time.
But they was trying to change that image when I moved to Las Vegas.
They probably had a bunch of Samoans.
All right, and we are here with.
Hey, this is Brandon, aka Taco Pablo. Happy football playoffs. Fuck football, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's your soundbite. This fits Brandon's demo.
Let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
Would you rather get $5 million or cancer?
What's the cash with the $5 million?
Straight to your bank account, $5 million or cancer.
And what's the cash for cancer?
You get cancer. Yeah.
I love the comment, dude. Her two brain cells are fighting for third place. They didn't even fight for second. They fight for third. They say, thank God she cute.
Oh
my gosh, she's
drunk. And see, I don't know, man.
No, you just get cancer, bitch. What kind of dumbass question is that?
$5 million.
I got a fire question for you, man.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm telling you, it's a tough one.
Those type of white women like the reason why I stopped going out because it was too easy. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this.
Oh my God. All right. And my name is Jared, aka DJarTT, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jart. Here's my soundbite from the vault of funny viral clips.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
I'm glad I was old enough. I never saw that clip before.
Apparently, somebody had their hand on his penis. Anyways, it is MLK Day. We are recording on a Martin Luther King Jr. birthday and holiday, depending on what state you're in. So,
depending on if it's actually his birthday, it's the first Monday of January.
It's the third Monday.
It's more about the spirit of his birthday than his actual birthday.
Hey, look, the white folks got with it out here in Arizona. I don't think the Hispanics did because all the Hispanics was out at 7:00 today. Please, I need the Hispanics to celebrate MLK. I don't need all that traffic and non-driving around me.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get to the point where it does become a community service day for all our beautiful white brethren that get the day off. They will do community service work and allow.
I ain't gonna force someone to do community service, Jared. We already went over this. You can't force someone to do community service.
I didn't say they force people not to be able to go to the same schools.
Yeah, man, you can.
You act like those motherfuckers are still alive this day.
You can court order community service.
No, you can force community service for someone to get arrested, but you can't force just because someone's white to do community service.
Oh, what you talking about? They forced people of color.
You don't know one white person that forced a black person to do shit. Slavery.
Talk about they need to force slavery back to black folks because what Jalen Hurts just did. That was the biggest nigger play I ever seen.
Looks like Malcolm X before he converted to Islam.
What is this nigga doing?
Did he teabag somebody on the field?
Jalen Hurts just got tackled in the end zone and threw the ball away.
The ball right there out of bounds.
That should do it for a safety and put them down 18-9 with them kicking the ball to the hapless Buccaneers.
I'm sorry, but what kind of routes these niggas running to?
Anyways, did you guys do anything special on this MLK Day in observance of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday?
Yeah, I'm on this podcast.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, what did you do, Pedro?
I went to Walmart to shop for my black wife while looking at white women. My wife had surgery, so I'm taking care of her. So I went to Walmart looking for my next victim.
Is it a? Did she ask you? Would you rather have $5 million or cancer? Would you rather $5 million straight to your account or just cancer?
Well, what comes with the cancer?
Cancer.
It's cancer. Stupid.
Did the cancer come with a lifetime rack of ribs?
Yeah, so what about you, Brandon? How did you spend the day? Were you doing a Filipino heritage night at the Durham Bulls game?
You know what, man? I was just doing my community service, which is also called raising my children by myself here while my wife's on another work trip. So, yeah, I did my part. Cleaning up after these kids. Mm-hmm. make sure these black kids eat. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Get bathed. Read some nighttime stories.
Okay.
Living MLK's dream right now. Now I get to stay up way past my bedtime. I'm tired all day at work tomorrow.
It's a holiday. It's okay to stay up past your bedtime. Well, this was sent by a friend of the show, Ernest of Just Being Ernest podcast. It's an old clip that I think Pedro will really enjoy. And it's talking about marketing to black folk.
Here in our own front yard, there's a neglected market. There's money waiting to be spent. To get the story of this market, to be able to tell you the secret of selling the Negro, we did a lot of digging. Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits.
Yeah,
Work like a charm, because all y'all niggas do is buy name brand. Work like a charm. Look how the white man has all this control over us. Work like a charm.
Well, this video goes on to continue and elaborate about that page.
Yeah, I've seen this video a million times, Jared. Somebody even had the collage of how when they first started marketing to Negroes, and then they was using it as a joke, like the old spark plug commercial. I think Champion had a racist ad. Who else? Michelin tires, Tide, one of the name brand detergents. They had a whole collage of racist ads. Cigarettes, the cigarette companies.
What was your favorite, Pedro?
I like the Champion spark plug ad where they had I think they was telling them to gap the plugs, and they had a monkey dressed up like a Negro said, "Don't y'all know that them spark plugs need grease?" Or something like it was something like that. It was hilarious.
A monkey dressed up as a Negro.
It was hilarious. I'm like, man, that made me want to buy Champion spark plugs.
Pedro would have something to do with cars. That's his favorite race.
Exactly. If you just look up Champion racist, it should pop up on Google.
I guess my question is, what is one thing or observation you feel MLK would have on the current day status of being an American, and maybe even more so a Black American?
Man, all you gotta do is play that clip from Boondocks. You got it. That's what'll be his reaction for a long time right now.
Usher, Michael Jackson is not a genre of music.
Is this it? This is what I got all those ass whoopings for?
Okay, you be looking like, shoot, maybe we should have said segregated. You see yourself on them flyers, he definitely gonna lose it.
The freedom to twerk.
I heard he's rolling over in his grave right now.
Rolling over. Ass up in the air right now.
Brandon, how do you feel like MLK would see the state of affairs in America on his 95th birthday?
Oh, man, at 95? At 95?
If he could still see, I'll be here.
No, man, made a lot of progress. I think like most of the civil rights leaders of the 60s and 70s, he'd be disappointed at the people they picked to take over for them. I think that generation had higher hopes for us, the next generation, than we had for ourselves. But they would just be like, man, what happened? Because I don't think even somebody like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, any of the leaders or whatever, could not foresee the internet happening, could not foresee us being as divided as we are, but all looking at using the same apps to be divided on. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, it's hard to say, man. And then number two, at some point, the only reason why one of the reasons why MLK's message sort of sticks out is because he died. You know, it's one of those things you're like, all right, well, if he doesn't die, he ends up saying something to get canceled or people just tune him out after a while, right? Because like people like Harry Belafonte, civil rights leader for decades,
putting in mad work for decades.
Was the last time you saw somebody quote him or like, oh man, we gotta see what Harry Belafonte says about this before he died? You know, like he lived long enough to get forgotten. So I think people sort of like want to wish that things were different, but I think that how many
I had to argue with Darius on this show about Harry Belafonte and the work he did?
He ain't no Kim Kardashian.
Putting in that work. It's different kind of work.
She putting in, okay. They putting work
MLK
into her.
work
What you talking about? They
did.
putting work into her.
All Kim Kardashian do is get a couple of niggas a lot of money.
Yeah, I think MLK would, it's hard if he grew into this and he evolved into this versus if like, the Boondocks episode that was so infamous, the Return of the King episode, where he was in a coma and then awakened into the early 2000s. I think there are a lot of people who, would be disappointed in what it is. I think they would be happy that our society has grown and evolved in certain ways, but the systemic, racism and oppression and just inequality along the class lines is probably grown even more since those times. It's actually like, you can see it happening, and there's plenty of charts and studies that prove that inequality has grown even more since those times. I think that they would be, sadly disappointed and disheartened at the progress.
Jerry, what the hell are you talking about, man? You thinking that he'd be sad about that right now? There's a lot of other things he'll be more sad about than that.
What? Like what? Like the Cowboys being out of
his own race of goddamn people before he go into inequality on class lines and socioeconomic lines and things of that nature.
What you talking about? You don't think he likes Sexy Red?
But lo and behold, some 4 decades later, what have I found but a bunch of trifling, shiftless, good-for-nothing niggas? And I know some of you don't want to hear me say that word. It's the ugliest word in the English language, but that's what I see now, niggas.
Come on.
Do you think he would be in line with Dr. Umar and giving out lashes?
Michael Wilbon, you fat, bald-headed, no-neck midget, I sentence you to 3,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man.
Would Dr. Umar Johnson be an ally?
Maybe after watching that,
everybody, but
after watching them Popeye commercials.
After seeing
it don't make sense. We make Popeyes.
After seeing Jerry Rice, the greatest wide receiver of all time, put on a football helmet with a chicken wing on the face mask as the face mask, I think Martin would have said, "You know what? Let's just call this. Chalk it up. I'm going to sleep for good."
Chalk it up. He'll pull his own plug. He'll ask the nurse to tie the plug around his foot so he can kick the shit out as hard as he can. And I wouldn't blame him.
We got the fried chicken, we got the 12 piece, got the legs and the thighs and the ooh.
This is why it's so important for education. A lot of things going on. We're in an election year. A lot of this culture wars of banning books, eliminating critical race theory or critical theories being taught in public schools. It's a big issue because the further you can pull people away from their history and what the meaning of their life is and their purpose, or what could part of their purpose be, is that you are an extension of this great suffering and great movement or great sacrifice of people.
I'm sick and tired of them wanting to teach CTR in school, critical race theory. Can you tell me what that means?
And to fucking learn that, remember that. But the more you have people living in squalor and in destitute situations or morally, perverted and ethically perverted situations, the comment sections, the irregular internet, then the easier it is to have people just continue just to perpetuate whatever the next big thing is that's feeding who? The big investors, the big companies, and thus this political farce that they're putting on. So shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King. And we hope that we are living up to your memory and your dream.
I've seen what's around the corner. I've seen what's over the horizon. And I promise you, you niggas have nothing to celebrate. And no, I won't get there with you. I'm going to Canada.
Let's not pretend that they weren't thoughts, as the kids say, back in his day too. Let's not pretend they weren't people misrepresenting the culture.
But the culture,
too.
like if you were a thought, the culture wasn't like you could gain clout and notoriety and fame and, you know, make a great living off of that. And, you know, I'm not saying that people shouldn't have the ability to empower themselves economically through their sexuality, but at the same time, when it's toxic sexuality,
have you heard of Eartha Kitt? What was she selling back in the 60s? Like that was her thing. Like she was a good looking lady for the time. She was wearing bikinis on screen. That was her thing.
Man, bikinis on screen. That was a big deal back then, Brandon. I'm not saying
it's a different thing, but the same thing. That was considered like taboo back then. She got a lot of shit for it.
Yeah, some people, Brandon, got famous off having sex on camera and being released to the public. So there's a big difference there. Eartha Kitt wearing a bikini in a time where not a lot of people, especially people of color, were allowed to be on screens anyways, and breaking certain barriers. Now, questioning whether or not we should have been fighting to break through certain barriers is an important thing. But you know, like one of the aspirations would be the first black something in this country, and if you got that, you knew your name was going to be in the record books. But we don't even learn that history anymore. We don't even learn the parameters or the reasons or the situations about that history and why it was important in that time, and what grows from that. Though is that the standard in a static standard of what is important for us, or what spawns from that, what grows out of that? Or we even have a framework by which we look at our evolution as a people as something growing greater than, like as being a seedling and growing into a small shrub, and then a bigger bush or tree. You know what I'm saying?
Jared's making the word salad right now.
I'm just saying that, like, you know, like
it all the way today.
There's a difference, but at the same time, I also am for women being able to empower themselves. But being empowered doesn't mean that we don't have toxic traits or toxic things that we place in our identity as motivations or pathways for us to achieve this perceived success. If it's a perverted or it's a toxic or immoral,
my question is, what's toxic? The only thing toxic about it is there's not enough guardrails to keep people who don't want to see it away from it. Like that's the only toxic thing about it. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, because you just like you don't want people telling you what to do. Like it's not cool for you to be like, oh, this is the moral standard we gotta have for motherfuckers, you know. And that's the only thing that's really toxic about it. Nobody's doing anything different. Like, you know, people just try to put their thing in the hole. That's all they try to do, man.
Well, when you have a self-perpetuating cycle that's continuing to induce certain behaviors out of poor people, whether it's a historical criminalization or a dumbing down of through science and through social, just like mores, you know what I'm saying, the way people treat each other. Like if you have these things that influences the next layer of it, the next iteration of it. So like people of color and poor people who are finding a certain footing with the opening of social medias to find ways to make money and monetize themselves or be their own brand and all this, that, and the other. Like that's it. That's cool. It's created a open playing field, or a more balanced playing field to some degree. It's still being privatized and monetized in many ways by all these companies. But also, furthermore, these cycles of people being, you know, disenfranchised or given so little that they have so few options of ways to be creative or feel as though they can make it in the world, creates more and more singular ways that people see this is a way to make success. And if it's not something that is nutrient rich, it is not something that has a robust cultural or historical background to it, then it's just an expression of what's already they've been fed. If all you know how to do is microwave quesadillas, then you gonna grow up and only know how to microwave quesadillas for the next person. And then all of a sudden we supposed to think you famous and you know say you tight because you know how to microwave quesadillas. No, nigga, you better learn how to cook some other shit. You got to learn these things, but it's hard to, because with the parameters of your world are limited due to economic and cultural or racial situations. Yes, that's hard, but we got to look at it like we have an open playing field where a lot of dumb people can put dumb shit out there in the world, and because it's sensationalized, we've been trained to accept sensationalized shit so much, we like, man, that shit's hilarious, and then I send y'all regular internet stuff because it's hilarious. But like I'm just saying is that it doesn't mean it's good. We can all attest that it's not necessarily good, and it shouldn't be the way that people are growing understanding of, oh, this is how I can make it in the world. This is how I can make my living. This is how I can be somebody.
Black entertainment television is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right, but all that thing you said, you had one stream of consciousness, you cut yourself off. Because that's the kind of shit we share on the show. That's the kind of shit we text about. Like, we got the opportunity to talk about some positive shit, but everything that's positive, we don't talk about it.
What y'all talking about, man? I was talking about, I've been talking about, no. Honestly,
we don't.
Honestly.
You try to take somebody's all-pro away for 20 minutes, man.
I've been trying to just stay to sports so y'all don't have to hear me get on my soapbox too much, so I'm sorry. Shout out to Martin Luther King for bringing it out of me today.
Usher, Michael Jackson is not a genre of music.
In news this week, Keith Lee, famed brother of MMA fighter and black food critic, made his way to the Bay Area, y'all, and cut his trip short because he had to go to the hospital for a shellfish allergy and just generally didn't have a good time, per se.
Hey, man, shout out to that dude, man.
Here's what he posted.
Well, they're saying they send him to Brenda's in the Tenderloin. That's what they say.
Oh, really?
Like, they didn't send him to Brenda's in the Tenderloin, man. He must have not went because Brenda's got good food at least.
Have you been to Brenda's in the Tenderloin? Have you been to the TL?
I was Brenda's with your ass on my birthday. We stood out there in line for like an hour and a half.
Have you been to the house at Curry's in the Tenderloin where we pop it 24/7, brother? That's where it's at, man.
I've been to Brenda's with Brandon, I think, twice.
It's a different lifestyle if you come from a civilized environment. I'm just saying.
Well, here's what Keith Lee posted on his social media about cutting his stay short in the Bay.
The Bay Area stop on the Kieth and family food tour is officially over prematurely, and we're gonna get straight into it. Let's talk about it. There are a few reasons why, as a family, we decided to end the food tour short. But before I get to that, I truly want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every single bit of love. The people of the Bay were absolutely amazing, and I'll never forget the hospitality and the love that y'all showed me. Reason number one, I truly don't believe the Bay is a place for tourists right now, and that's what I was, a tourist. The people in the Bay are just focused on surviving. That's the business owners, the locals. The amount of tents and living structures and burnt up cars that we saw people living in was shocking to say the least. Before we went, people was comparing it to Gotham City. Now, I might not agree, but I understand where it's coming from. But I can't harp on it enough that the people are amazing. It's just an environment. And as an outsider, I wish the city would step in. I don't know if they have. I don't know if they've been trying. But just from outside looking in, it don't seem like it was much city interference. Reason number two, and this is in no particular order. We went to a lot of restaurants. Popular restaurants, not popular restaurants, mom and pop shops. And this is the first city where I have over 6 videos that I don't feel comfortable with posting because nothing about my experience was constructive and nothing that I said was constructive. I've always been big on honesty. I've always been big on transparency. But I've never been big on completely tearing down anybody. And I feel like those 6 videos only doing that. And I've always said, I'm absolutely blessed to do this, but it does take a lot of money and it does take a lot of resources to do. At the moment, everything comes out of pocket. So when we had that many restaurants that we couldn't do anything with, that was just another deciding factor. Number 3, and probably the most important, I had to go to the hospital because I had an allergic reaction to one of the meals I had. This restaurant in particular cooked a plethora of meats, including shellfish. My family specifically asked if they cooked it on the same grill. They said yes, but they would clean it. The second I ate it, I blew up like a balloon. I had to get some steroids and some allergy medicine and it cleared right up. But it was a health concern nonetheless, and that was another reason why we decided to go home. I also think the Bay wasn't the target audience for what it is that we do. 90% of restaurants that the locals said had great food was already booming, and the people from the Bay are a loyal community. So if your food is good, the line gonna be out the door already. And then again, we went to some of those restaurants and I wasn't a huge fan. And even if I did like all of the food at the busy spots, that's never been my MO to just go to busy spots. So those are the reasons why we decided to cut it short. But nonetheless, some amazing things did happen while we were there. Chef Green's was one of the restaurants that I went to, and he had a news segment the day after we left. God is amazing. Mama T's also joined that category with a news segment the day after we left. God is amazing. And one of the places that we went that I didn't get a chance to post was a highlight of our trip. The name of it was Luxurious Cuisines. Customer service was absolutely amazing, and the food wasn't too far off of that. We went in as a family and we left for a $2,000 tip. So the trip itself wasn't all in vain. And again, I appreciate every single person that I met. I want to stress, it is not normal for us to go to restaurants, not like it, and not post it. Any other time we ran into the situation, I've always had some kind of constructiveness to say. This was just different. And again, I'm always going to be transparent. I'm always going to be honest. Thank you again to everybody in the Bay Area. We'll be headed to the next spot soon. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe.
All right, my first thought is this, man. One, how the fuck you gonna be a food critic and you got a big ass food allergy?
That was what I was gonna say.
Let's start with that because you can't eat everything and you can't even sniff shit with that allergy. So how the fuck you a food critic? No, man, that's the first key.
Well, he is a food critic for lesser known and smaller mom and pop shops typically. That's what he likes to. He tries to get them pub and positive reviews, so they hopefully get some shine off it, and it helps get their business a little bit more popping or just help sustain them. So yeah. Brandon, as our foodie critic and correspondent, having your own tacos tours and whatnot, and being amongst the people as you could have been Keith Lee before Keith Lee, by the way, Brandon. How do you feel about Keith Lee cutting his tour short, and what he just said in general about his experience in the Bay?
Oh man, I thought it was very valid. I think so. Here's the thing about people in California, like they normalize a lot of stuff that shouldn't be normal, and like you only realize that if you leave and come back. That's the thing, or you just leave for an extended period of time. Like the homelessness thing, like that's something like if you just ride around long enough, you stay out of it. If you get away from like the tourist areas, and sometimes even in the tourist areas, like you go see some shit that is not normal other places. Unless you're in LA, unless you're in the wrong part of New York, you're in like parts of Chicago or Miami, something like that. But like it's just sort of littered throughout the whole city. And I think he explained what he does, right? Like if you follow him for a long time, like if he doesn't like something, he'll tell you, like, hey man, I don't think this was nothing. He'd give you a number or whatever. But it just seems like he was overwhelmed with everything going on. Like the atmosphere, all the other stuff, and just sort of combined into this sort of like, all right, I'm not being helpful to nobody, but I just complaining about all the shit. So yeah, so I thought it was helpful. I think number one is probably brought more light to the situation than anything that else he could have did by just saying, hey man, I'm out. And the same thing, like when's the last time you recommended somebody go to the Bay Area to be a tourist, right? They tell the people on the planes, hey, don't leave, go straight to your hotel, put your bags away, right? They tell you that shit. Dude, I had people like driving up from LA. The first thing I had to tell them years ago was like, hey man, do you have anything in your car right now? Like before I even say hi, they get out the car. Do you have anything in your car right now?
Let's get it out.
That somebody might want, right? Oh no, that's phone charger. Yeah, let's get that out of there too. Let's do all that shit, right? So I mean, it's not normal, man. And I hate to say it because I'm a California kid, man. I grew up in the Bay. Yeah, I'm just saying, man, it's different out there.
He grew up in Detroit.
And as far as like him not having positive experience to actually act the restaurant with the food or whatever, there's a lot of very popular Bay Area restaurants that are trash that I'm like the food sucks here. Like I don't know why people.
Give me an example, Brandon. Give me an example. No. I agree. I look. I'm a person that eat at a lot of different places, and there's some I think are overrated, but I wouldn't go as far as trash. I mean, the trash ones are like lowest supply cream. Yes, maybe.
So this thing before, like, what was it? Brown Sugar Kitchen, right?
Oh, that was overrated. That was horrible.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't. I wouldn't call it trash. It wasn't trash. It was flavorless.
Fried chicken I ever had.
It was flavorless. It wasn't trash. See, for me, trash means you got roaches on, and like when I go to lowest supply queen and there's a fucking clipper in the goddamn sink in the bathroom where motherfucking hair clippers are in the sink for someone cutting hair during their fucking break. And then my chicken come with no skin on it. None of my thighs has skin because
my skinless fried chicken.
Ate the skin. Was not skinless fried chicken. They took the top off, looked like it was eaten. The cook had greasy fucking shirt on. Then that's when I go trash. Flavorless, it's just, I mean, it could be flavorless for tons of reason. They're cooking for a bunch of, to me, Brown Sugar Kitchen wasn't for black people. It was for white. It was for white people and black people who'd never had good cooking.
All right. Well, I have a different definition of trash. I got a different definition, right? Because I feel like there's like my rating scale for food is similar to how I rate NFL quarterbacks. There's elite, there's good. There's above average.
I know. I do the same thing too. I'm just saying, flavorless doesn't mean trash, right? That's like, would you call Derek Carr trash?
So, but here's the thing. But if I pay, so Derek Carr could be trash.
No,
like
he's not. Yours is also associated with price.
But exactly. That's part of it too, right? If I'm paying Derek Carr $200 million, he's trash. If I'm paying him on a rookie scale, he's awesome.
Brown Sugar Kitchen wasn't the worst price I ever paid, but it was like I said, for trash, it got to make me sick. Tastes horrible, or fucking roaches all over the place.
That's more of a health department concern.
Yeah, that's
trash.
There's tiers of things where, there's ways of evaluating. Was the food fresh and did it taste well prepared? Was there a certain level of quality? Now,
because at least
flavor,
Brown Sugar Kitchen had high quality. That's the one I.
It had the
that.
presentation of like good quality, but the flavor was lacking. But then you have some places where you can taste that the vegetables they use are old, or that they're just using some kind of bag shit. I think that there's places that you know are going to serve you that, and there's places that present otherwise. So it's taken in various factors. Kind of the way I evaluate Lucas for trying to sell a premium product at a premium price with subpar cooking abilities. They might have had some really nice ahi tuna cuts. They might have had a really nice set of quinoa. They might have had some really fresh ingredients.
Food places, Jared, as you know, especially with Unami Burger, it goes down the drain after a while. Food places can go down the drain for many different reasons. Money wise, new staff, original ownership sold out and left, original cooks left. I mean, I was at the Parkway when I felt like we were on a food high with the meals we were making. We had this one chef that was unbelievable. This Puerto Rican dude. He was black Puerto Rican dude. Unbelievable. Dude was a genius when it came to flavors and food. And then when he left the job, we kept all the shit on the menu and people couldn't make it the same. I told the owner, hey man, this shit ain't made the same, man. Like we had a banh mi, Vietnamese tofu banh mi. It was not the same.
What kind of sandwich was it?
Banh mi.
Where's that come from?
Vietnamese. Vietnam.
I'm Captain James T. Kirk. I went to Vietnam.
From Vietnam, man.
Trying to get caught up out here, man.
You know, Jared trying to get me caught up, man. This magic moment. But it was good. It was good under him, man. He had the right flavors. It was like it soaked in lemongrass and other stuff. They tried to replicate it after he left. Never had the same flavor. It was flavorless.
All right. A quick story about Lucas that could not make the show, Jared. It could not make the show.
What this is off the record? What are you talking about?
It's off the record.
Yeah, I'm wondering this. How can Lucas be off the record? I mean,
oh no. So Lucas was closing, and so as you know, my wife knows people who worked at Lucas at some point.
Oh yeah,
so,
remember that.
So they were having some big like reunion. It's like, hey, if you ever worked at Lucas, if you're a regular, come back. We're having a party to kick it off, right? So they had the official closing party, but then there was like the after party after that with like a bunch of people. So this person I know, he gets to the party. It's like they used to work there, whatever. They get upstairs, and it was like a Tony pile of on the big ass desk, and it's like, don't worry, it's been tested. Have that. That's just sort of the mindset people who work.
Maybe that's why they were closing. It's because they weren't paying their bills because they had too many.
I'll put my dog up. Brandon, how in the hell does a restaurant story be off the record?
Oh, it's off the record.
How in the hell is a restaurant story off the record? Let me tell you this, Brandon. There's a popular restaurant, North Oakland. I was part of a food conference. It took us there, closed down for the day for this conference, treated us. We didn't have to take our wallets. Bar was open. Everything was open. First time I've been open bar as a adult and didn't have my mom with me. And open bar, open food. The owner did nothing but talk about how he loves his program. That's why he closed down the restaurant. He pays his staff like overtime to work that day. He's closed the whole day just to prep for us. And then he talks about how much he loves it and how much he loves partying with the people at this conference. And because of and talk about going in the bathroom. I mean, just adamant. I don't think that shit should be off the record, Brandon.
Man,
I didn't say the name of the restaurant.
Exactly. But I said the name of the restaurant. I'm not saying it to the people. It's different.
I mean, Brandon, restaurant, I'm going to tell you this. For me, even working in my little bit of restaurant business, restaurants go hand in hand.
What restaurant you work at the heck?
Pedro, all restaurants.
If you work in the service
industry, work in food
there
industry,
are plenty of
drugs. It's full of cocaine. Because it's high stress. It's high stress and high action. I didn't do cocaine, but other people did because coffee they want to be able to move like they want something stronger than coffee.
Oh,
Jared knows because Jared worked food service too. The closing is harder than being open. It's
so you're telling me that fancy restaurant?
Oh,
our company took us to all they was doing was in the back.
No, they might do a little bit before the shift, and they certainly doing it after.
Nah, some of them might do
Yeah, I mean, it's a drug fuel industry. The food industry is drug full.
Yeah, it's
Drug
work in the service industry. It's
Because hard. It's hard to sleep
alcohol.
afterwards. Pedro, I used to get off work and couldn't sleep. I would get off work. I would work. Remember, Brandon, I started off working double shifts. I was working from 10 in the morning to 2 at night, right?
What restaurant did you work at?
And I couldn't sleep.
Just now learning about this
I was
shit.
at the Parkway, and I couldn't sleep.
It's part of his metaverse.
And you
Thank
can't
you.
sleep.
What dimension was you in, nigga?
And the funny thing is, when other people came to work there, I told them the same shit. I told Ed, I told Rayon, dude, you're not gonna be able to sleep afterwards. And remember, Ed thought I was crazy when I said, I was like, dude, I'm about to quit because I can't sleep. I'm tired of not being able to sleep when I get off. I remember asking this one girl there, hey, what do you do to sleep? It's like, I struggle sleeping when I get off. She goes, Aaron, that's what I take a lot of drugs for.
I don't know much about crack.
I was like, God damn.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. So Brandon, I don't know how you gonna put a goddamn cocaine.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a crazy ass.
You know what, man? I'm just thinking, y'all know y'all have a Costco membership to get some discounted melatonin.
That was not even a
crazy.
That wasn't even a crazy story that you trying to put off the record.
Yeah, who they gonna go to?
The place is closed. Who cares? Just to let everybody know, because this
Brandon trying to protect his sources.
What happened before probably got.
Is this
cut.
a listener of the show, Brandon?
Brandon made us cut a part of the story that wasn't even that
Potentially.
bad.
You tell him to listen to this episode, Brandon.
How much have all four of y'all done? Now that we on this subject, god damn.
You work in the food, Brandon, you can't take a food service industry and be shocked that drugs is involved in it.
I'm personally shocked. It's kind of like the first time I went to CrossFit and realized if you go down, like everybody will sleep with each other. I was like, what's happening here?
Oh, you talking about food service too? Yeah. Sleeping with each other.
Oh, yeah, food service, yeah.
The homo foods. Because you're flirting all day for tips. And then you flirting with each other all day. And so it's a lot of sleeping with each other, and it's a lot of it's a lot of drugs.
Yeah, CrossFit definitely. Oh no, I knew they was.
Oh, you said CrossFit sleep with each other? Man, the food service sleep with each other more than CrossFit probably.
Man, it's about the same, man. Well, I mean,
food service sleep with each other, right?
Probably food service because
it's dirty. I mean, you'll see someone go from dating like with no breaks. You'll see many people dating each other and then no breaks in between. Sleeping and dating. That's all they do.
Homosexual.
Exactly.
You'll see people sleeping in the bathroom with each other after the shift over.
Come on.
Yeah.
No
that also happened in the I'm figuring this out. I learn every day. That was the whole point. I remember somebody was working out a lot and their sex drive was really high. Huh. So it all makes sense.
I'm grateful that Keith Lee got us to this point in our conversation.
Okay, I forgot.
The Indiana airport has laid down a full-on basketball court in one of its terminals as a way for angsty passengers and long layovers to be a thing of the past. What do you guys think about that?
Wait, what are you doing again? Say that again.
Well, because they're hosting the All-Star Weekend in February, they've put out a full-court basketball court in one of their terminals.
So here's the thing. I did not see any basketballs there. No, it's nice that they have a court. But the second somebody rolls their ankle try to sue TSA, this is like it's all for show. Right?
Yeah, my question is do you have waivers before you're allowed to enter the court area and start playing?
And then, well, they're not even that. Like somebody at the airport jumping in Crocs is going to airball and hit somebody in the fucking head.
It looks like there is a cafe right off to one side
exactly.
of it. Somebody's on their laptop trying to do some work and they get their shit smashed by an errant pass.
Look, they have some extra, material laying around, and that's pretty much all you can do at Indianapolis Airport.
Hey man, let's put this basketball court in the inner city where some kids can use out of it. No, let's put it in the airport. And everybody just look at it.
There's a tweet here that says blowing out your Achilles on a layover would be terrible. Another person tweeted out, me boarding my flight after dropping 15, 10, and 4 assists on 3v3. It's a picture of Jimmy Butler. So many men in their 30s about to be hobbling onto their flights with torn ACLs and ruptured Achilles.
Yeah.
Telling TSA workers to check ball every time they stop my bags. There's another person said the whole damn plane gonna be smelling like sweat. Do you guys think this is a good idea or a lawsuit waiting to happen?
I'm sure they have enough signs and waivers that they ain't getting sued.
Yeah.
I'm also sure that that's just a prop.
Now that people know it's there, though, people bring their own ball.
Yeah, people gonna bring their own balls. You can buy, people, you know what? If they smart, one of them goddamn stores, one of them duty-free stores, gonna be having basketballs with air pumps selling those.
Basketballs and air braces and knee braces.
Yeah. Start ace bandages, ice packs, knee braces, wheelchairs, crutches. Well,
all right. Well, I got a question though. What sport or leisure activity could you play at the airport?
Shuffleboard, bocce ball, some cornhole.
Those bocce are heavy. I've seen kids get hit in the head.
Well, yeah, but you usually have like a court that's like cordoned off, so it's not rolling off randomly unless somebody gets errant with it.
One of those giant Connect 4s.
One of those big touch screens of Fruit Ninja.
Hopefully people wash their hands after taking a shit.
Good luck with that.
It's also a reminder to wash your hands after touching those bins they make you put on your stuff in. They never wash those.
They don't wash those at all. I'm like,
yeah, those things are like dirty as hell.
And then they make me just like take my shoes off, and I'm like, I'm walking over places where people with their stanky, nasty feet has also been walking over. I was like, you know what, you guys? Hey, hit us up on the High Score 510 if you are interested in filing a class action lawsuit for health code infractions against the Federal Aviation and Aeronautical Commissions and TSA. In other news, Aaron Rodgers
blood sugar spike
was
21.
Right.
They're watching get rich schemes over here on the
No, that's me. Pedro's checking his blood sugar right now.
Exactly.
Oh, that was your blood sugar meter has a British Australian accent?
No, it has a white accent.
It's
the only way he gonna listen to it. It's the only way he gonna listen to it.
Pedro's getting ready to move to South Africa. He's got it in the fucking Afrikaans accent.
Sure.
In other news, Aaron Rodgers was suspended from appearing on the Pat McAfee show anymore throughout the end of the regular season because motherfucker been tripping.
Fucking super lost, man.
Said that shit about Jimmy Kimmel, man, and the parent organization got involved. What
do you guys think about Aaron Rodgers and no longer be on the Pat McAfee show? And did he spit hot fire truth, or was he showing his ass, talking in circles about absolutely nothing?
Well, I give Aaron Rodgers credit for this. He always doubles down when he shows his ass.
I got to paint a target on my ass.
And it's like, no, man. If you listen to this show, I said Jimmy Kimmel might have been on the island molesting kids.
But I didn't say that he was.
I didn't say he was.
I didn't insinuate it through my tone or rhetoric.
Right. And also, don't take the shot because you'll get AIDS.
Nigga, please.
This nigga here. Can we get him, Charleston White, and Dr. Umar on the show, please?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
All right, what would your line of questioning be for those fools? Because you get one shot at a question, and they're gonna talk the rest of the time. So
I'll be like, I will say one word. I'll be just like Shannon Sharp. I'll be like, hey, look. I'll be like this. America conspiracy.
I don't think that Atlantis sank. I think Atlantis lifted off.
I would have a field day playing my conspiracy theory hooks.
Just be careful with this because you smoke too much, it's gonna have you all paranoid and shit. Takes a while to build up a tolerance like mine. What? Did you hear that? Shh, shh. Hey, y'all, you hear something? Shh, quiet. Shh. There it goes again.
That's all you playing now.
You have to run that in the loop, Jared.
These men are giving dick away.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron Rodgers and his ability to sound condescending yet misguided, yet also completely self-indulgent, while also sounding completely tone deaf, while also sounding like somebody needed him just to tell him to shut the fuck up. Like Go take up a hobby, play golf, do something. Find something that's gonna captivate your mind beyond you thinking people want to hear what the fuck you got to say about some goofy shit.
Why, so I can fall in love with some cute black man that teaches white people everything they know about the shrimp industry before they kill him 30 minutes into the movie? Huh? Hey, why don't you walk down that tunnel, black man? Hey, black man, turn on the generator. This dinosaur is out there. Hey, black man, look out. He's got a gun.
Just watching AJ Hawk just do this, just nod his head.
Yeah, AJ Hawk.
All he ever do is just nod his head. With his
AJ Hawk
headphones
went
on.
to the broadcast, went to the Taco Pablo broadcasting school, where he is only responsible for what he says. He's listened to Brandon many a time. Not gonna say shit.
Right. I'm gonna practice that too. Shit.
Somebody tweeted out how it was funny. Nick Wright went in on him, but somebody else tweeted out it was about how like he's the dude complaining about cancel culture and getting canceled and this, that, and they're threatening him, but he's not afraid of it, like while being platformed on a massive platform and not being canceled. And it's just like, yeah, man, like you're picking up some of the tactics of the abuser, the narcissist abuser, who basically just throws the accusations back at you or worse of what you're doing, instead of just being like, no, bro, you're being a fucking asshole right now. You're saying some shit that is liable. Okay. Don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or was it slander? I guess libel is print, right? Slander is saying it, but like you're slandering somebody's name through your rhetoric, and you can try and think you're slick and smart around it. And like when he tried to over-explain himself the second time he came on after that whole thing, that's when I was like, this dude is just like, I actually am a little worried for Aaron Rodgers a little bit, because I think he's in a place where he's probably at a transition in his own life, and he's realizing don't nobody give a fuck about me.
That is capitalism right there, Jared. You worried about a man who made $40 million this year.
Yeah, I don't know what you're worried about his ass.
Well,
for.
you know,
He's
as somebody who works with people in the format of like psychologically, like trying to like understand where they are. That's like something that I do. I'm trying to psychologically understand where they are, and where he's at psychologically, from what I could see in those things, is concerning. And it's concerning not only on a social level and how it impacts his community, the people that he affects or influences, should I say, not necessarily affects, but also for like his just own rationale and reasoning of the world. Like, it's funny because I know Aaron was ranting about him for years. He was better about masking it or just hiding it in years past, where, you know, you could kind of be like, you still hold a shred of benefit of the doubt for him, but he stepped into the,
or was people just ignoring it, Jared? Because look, when I was saying it for years, like, I like to pride myself on being able to see who people really are, right? And when I was saying that for years, it was like, dude, just listen to him in interviews, listen to these things he say. The clues are there. I don't think he hasn't turned into a different person. It was there. He was just either masking it, and we were caught up looking at the wrong thing. See, the problem is we were caught up looking at Aaron Rodgers with Olivia Munn or Danica Patrick, and we're like, oh, we're caught up in the relationship part, and we're caught up in who they are. And to me, I was like, yeah, they're kind of bitchy women, but the fact that I was looking at like their issues in the relationship, right? And I was like, it makes me feel like he's the shitty person. I already was getting that out of different interviews of his, and I was like, he's kind of pompous and asshole-ish, and he kind of doesn't take blame, and he never did. Like, once, like, I'm talking about interviews from a long time ago, like after they won the Super Bowl. What was that? When did they win the Super Bowl? 2008?
I thought it was 2010.
And like, you started seeing in the interviews, he blamed everybody else, and just, I don't know. I think Jared could be off by saying I'm worried about him. He isn't turning anybody. This is who he was the whole time.
Yeah! And that nigga owe me $5.
Let's get to Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts is a segment in the show on where everyone gets a chance to rant, complain, or highlight something positive in the world. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. It's time.
We're burning now. God, if you let it in, help! So cold and bleeding now. I'm in for it, man. Gonna let you down. He had sex with my mama. We're broken people
Aaron, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
I do. Let's go to shout out to people in Chicago and Chirac. You know, they booed Jerry Cross's Ring of Honor ceremony this week in Chicago. They booed it while his I forgot how old she is, probably close to 90-year-old or 80-something-year-old widow was there, and she was crying. Ron Harper was trying to calm her down. They're booing her because they're booing Jerry Cross. I want to blame the people of Chicago for not having class, but it isn't all their fault. The main fault lies in the pettiness and the refusal to let things go, and the guy who just can't let shit go, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Michael Jordan is the reason behind the booing. He doesn't let shit go. He blamed Jerry Cross on not re-signing Phil Jackson, and Michael Jordan didn't have to retire. He retired because they weren't bringing Phil Jackson back. And that's the only reason. Michael Jordan also one of those people that's great at sport, living legend, but not a legend in just being a decent human being. You know, he didn't help out with he probably didn't even celebrate Black History Month or Martin Luther King birthday, knowing his ass. Probably said, fuck Martin Luther King. He ain't sell. How many shoes did he sell? That's what probably Michael Jordan would have said. As Jordan also is known for not helping people's when the guy was running for senator in North Carolina, he wouldn't help him out because in his famous quote, Republicans buy shoes too. Now he wants to try to throw a couple $1 million here and there when it means nothing, chump change to him. Yeah, so Cuddy Corner shout out to Michael Jordan and the fans of Chicago for booing a widow at her husband's, which should have been a big moment, and having her crying. Michael Jordan didn't even show up for the event. And it was more than a one-day event. They had like another day, like a dinner honoring him, Michael Jordan, or Scottie Pippen's ass didn't show up. Both of them are petty as fuck.
You ain't shit. You just like your daddy.
And that's why they both in this shitty situation with Larissa Pippen, too.
He had sex with my mama.
I'm fascinated, Aaron. Fascinated that you're worried about this rich, old white lady. But we said, hey, what about the old people who are showing up to football games in my...
They made their choice, Brandon. They made their choice. They made their choice, dude.
You said, fuck them.
If I choose to take my ass out there when it's raining without a coat on, guess what? I made a choice.
Hey, she chose to stand out in the middle of that court. Like, hey, look at me. I'm here to be celebrated.
Someone was honoring her husband and said, we would love for you to be there at all these events. For what he meant for us building this dynasty and 6 championships, being a general manager.
She didn't have to show up. She was like, hey, that's my husband. I had nothing to do with that. I was just there.
No, she was there like stuff. Love of your honor, and you take this, accept this on him with him being passed away.
No, I can't feel bad about words. No. Can't feel bad about words, man.
No, man, fuck Michael Jordan, man.
It's about actual impact on people.
You know what? Michael Jordan gonna be in hell with Hitler, me, Pedro, Brandon, and Jared.
Hey, me and God squared that shit up.
Look, the only reason why I'm going to hell is because I made a diss track about a Blaze Ministries.
Come on.
Michael Jordan gonna be right next to Benito Mussolini and Pol Pot.
I'm just very fascinated by this logic, man.
Brandon, I don't like awful people, man. You can't, me not caring about someone making their own choice and then someone not showing class are two different things.
No, but I'm saying, I always say the idea of having a rules. You're like, nah, fuck that. And I'm like, what is it about these people that are going to...
you can only make so many rules. Look, there's rules. Look, you see how many people climb goddamn that big-ass mountain, Mount Everest every year and die? And it's like, dude, if they want to be stupid enough to go up there and die, oh, well.
The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
Right? That ain't the same result as a kid not wearing a seatbelt because his parents don't want to put him in it. Yeah, I feel bad for that kid. I don't feel bad about the person going up Mount Everest.
And I don't feel bad about some old lady getting booed. Like,
dude, she did not deserve to get booed. She did nothing to get booed, Brandon.
She didn't do anything to get cheered either, though.
Mm-hmm. She was the backbone behind that man being able to form that dynasty.
First of all, just
when he came home stressed, she probably opened up her legs and said, "Hey man, let me give you some relief." Let me give you this hand job in the shower. Let me cook you a good meal. Let me get your cigar warmed up, right? Let me cut the tip of your cigar for you.
There's no proof of that. And basically, all the relaxing she did helped create a monster that the people in the audience didn't like.
Man, them people weren't even around, half the people. They probably weren't even rooting for Chicago back when he was building that team, dude. No class. Man, you got to have some class, man.
All right, Pedro, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
Trying to see, should I go after Larson Pippen
or Lil Nas X?
Or Coach?
I fucking did look like John Moran and that. That nigga, he's the only person I know that can dunk and wear a cheerleading outfit.
And twerk on the devil.
And twerk on the devil while wearing high heel boots.
So I guess he was trying to go to Christian music after making that video. She's all over the place. Anyways, my Cuddy Corner shout out. Let's go to coaching first, and I'll go a little bit with Larson Pippen. Coaching. We just watched all our teams get destroyed besides the Rams. And I don't feel like any of these teams were ready for the playoffs. Taking from football to the NBA, I keep complaining about this guy, but Darvin Ham, my God, he can't coach for nothing. He's not motivating these players. They don't even look like they practice. And right now, just real quick, they're beating second seed OKC team because he's forced to play the lineup because Cam Reddish is hurt. He's forced to play the lineup that got him to the championship. So I know I said this last week, but here's proof. Here's living proof. He has D'Lo, Austin Reeves. He's switching out between Torian Prince and
Rui
Hachimura. And this team is now look like they're about to win the game. But that right there, just coaching when you have the talent and you don't play the talent, it's silly. It's totally silly. But the coaches this week, McCarthy, Stefanski, some of the stuff, Mike McCarthy, really, man. I looked at how they ran that same passing play when Dak Prescott threw that pick six. And I was like, they're running the same play. One of those safeties or one of those cornerbacks is going to sit on that route. Watch. And I called it. Pick six. I thought it was going to be tipped or I thought they was going to miss. No, it was worse. A pick six. Because you guys, play calling was that simple. Just idiotic. Idiotic coaching, not coaching up your players, not getting them motivated. I know these guys make millions and millions of dollars and you feel like you can't reach them. And they're young and they got the internet and they got other influencers and you feel like you can't reach them, but you got to do something to try to reach these players, man. This is getting silly where you're getting the talent's out there and they're just getting outplayed badly by lesser talent. Badly. You let a rookie quarterback, Cleveland, light you up in 2 quarters. Just 2 quarters. Them dudes was wide open. So Schwartz, you talking about, Schwartz needs to get a head coaching job. Look, he needs to do this and do that. Proof is in the pudding. That's why he hasn't got a look. Because this nigga allowed so much booty in that first quarter, you would thought he was Lil Nas X. Second Cuddy Corner shout out goes to Larson Pippen. Hey man, get off my internet, girl. Lady, get your old ass, take your old ass, go sit down somewhere. Why are you being a wreck? Why are you trying to hurt these men's feelings? Why are you trying to be relevant? Oh, you're not having sex.
So rude.
You sit up there heaven talking about having sex 5 times a day with Michael Jordan's son. You nasty whore.
I'm piloting the pussy. See, y'all got to be a pilot over the pussy, y'all. Y'all got to be the pussy police.
You nasty old whore. Your coochie has worms and you having sex with a young man.
Where you been since yesterday, knuckle? You been fucking around?
Nope.
Let me smell your dick.
You pervert. We just talked about this on the show a couple of shows back, where these pervert ass men sitting up here having sex with these kids, and you having sex with a kid, and we celebrate it. No. You're a pervert. Who's the other lady? Cher? She out there?
Yes.
Leave that young man alone, you perverts. My wife, leave this young man alone.
Come on.
Y'all some perverts. My daughter, I teased my daughter this weekend while I was at the hospital. She's also a pervert because her boyfriend is little younger than him, just by a couple of years though. But yeah, the old woman, stop talking about having sex with these men, and then when we do it, you shame us. This woman out here talking about doing all kind of crazy stuff with this kid, with Michael Jordan's kid, by the way, with Michael Beasley, by the way. And you got Scottie Pippen Jr. out there, got to play the G League, listen to his mama being a hoe.
Dick will make you slap somebody.
That's why he can't make it in the NBA, because his mama is a hoe. And when he gets out on the NBA court, everybody's teasing him. They got weapons. So your kid can't excel because now they got leverage against your son. It was like, well, I'm fucking your mama.
She tastes like cornflakes.
Yeah, your mama tastes like cream of wheat.
I would say, yeah, she tastes like something older than that. Your mama tastes like life cereal.
Butterscotch.
Your mom tastes like a whole butterscotch candy. So Larson Pippen, cut it out.
Brandon, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
It's hard to follow those two. Just gonna say that out loud. No, my Cuddy Corner shout out goes out to restaurants, man. So as Aaron can attest to, when I go out, for lunch, I like to peruse the burger section of the menu. And I gotta say, the crisis that we need to tackle is the crisis of these burger prices being too damn high and fries not coming with it.
I'm agree with you, Brandon. I agree.
Can a nigga borrow a French fry?
I go to a restaurant this week with the family. Oh, we're gonna go eat dinner. I feel like cooking. All right, we're gonna go to this burger place. Wow, I didn't have to pick it because my wife says, "Oh, I feel like having a burger." I was like, "Wow, I ain't gotta convince you this time." So we go, we get a burger. I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna get this bacon and blue burger." Oh, it's $14. Fantastic. And it's like, "Oh, would you like fries with that?" I was like, "Excuse me." Oh, did you look at our fry menu? Oh, and I'm like, it was a whole another $7 for fries. So I'm at $20 for a burger and fries.
Sounds like California prices are hitting North Carolina.
And the next thing is, hey, toppings should be free. Lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, jalapeno, whatever else I want to put on there should be free. If I'm not asked for bacon or an extra patty or some weird cheese, it's debatable about the cheese. If I want to add cheese in my burger, it should be, it shouldn't be $2. It's cent, maybe.
Jesus Christ. Did they have to pay for toppings for real?
Dude, it was 3 toppings.
Oh no, put this place on blast. Put them on blast. Go ahead and advertise.
Yeah, they burger better make my dick hard and make me, you know what I'm saying?
They burger better they got the same formula Hims has in it.
Yeah. There's a
They burger better make me feel like I could have a 5 session with Larissa Pippen after.
Thank you.
Yeah, nah, bro. That's Bay Area prices.
No, it was it had premium toppings, which bacon, it was Gruyere cheese or extra blue cheese or extra, and then it was the free toppings were basically lettuce, tomato, mayo, mustard. And I was like, what the hell is this? It's getting bad out there for burger joints, man. So that's my Cuddy Corner shout out to any restaurant who's not including fries with the burger. Just say the burger's $16 and just put the fries on there. Potatoes are still cheap. They're still cheap.
Yeah,
Brandon.
Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what. I respect you more if you said we're doing burgers and rice. Just put some rice on my plate.
Yeah. What about a nice blend of quinoa?
Yeah, give me a starch. Any starch. I'd be sitting there with a burger and quinoa.
What's the name of this place again, Brandon?
I'm not gonna put them on blast right now.
No, don't worry. I will.
Stop doing Keith Lee.
I know, bro. No, hold on. No. They need to hear this from somebody because they're going to go out of business sooner than they realize. Because people don't need burgers that bad unless they getting your dick hard or getting you in vitro fertilization. if I order a certain burger, and this is where my food critiquing comes in. If I order a certain burger, a burger is a humble food. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's a humble food. Stop trying to overcharge for these humble foods unless you're doing something spectacular to it to the point where it's like it's above and beyond. It's the next level that hasn't been done yet. And burgers really don't have that unless you're getting like a burger that got like, you know, Wagyu beef or something like that. Like, and even then, you don't want to eat Wagyu beef that's been ground up into a patty. So like,
yeah, that's waste.
It's ground beef. The whole point of a burger is that it's a cheaper thing.
Cheap, yeah. Cheap thing.
Bread, meat,
$20.
patty. And especially when you don't create fresh produce where you get it from, you import some goddamn not as fresh. Come on, man. Come on.
$20. You better be getting some cocaine and a white woman.
My Cuddy Corner shout out. It's a positive one. I went to a crab feed for the first time. Wow. It was a great time.
You're at that age, right?
I ate a lot of crab. It was a fundraiser, won a raffle.
Was Keith Lee there?
Keith Lee was not there. Keith Lee might have been, he might have been struggling through this crab feed. But it also made me think, hey, man, y'all want to put together a high score 510 crab feed? Because, bruh, we can make some bank off that shit. A fundraiser, bitch. It was a nice event, and got to see some folks.
Jared's at the age here. He's at a crab feed, and he's counting all the heads and doing his math on his calculator.
I was doing. I had a bit, man. I was digging in there, getting all the little pieces of meat out there, the one little pincer in there, scraping out the meat. Man, it was good, man. So shout out
to one crab feed, Jared, and it was free. I don't know if I could pay for one.
Oh well, it was a fundraiser. It's good. It was solid event. Yeah, and then my other Cuddy Corner shout out goes out to Dallas Cowboys and Cowboys fans who think that the Cowboys are anything but what they are.
A buxom woman with big breasts.
And that is a disappointment. Kind of like Jerry Jones as a father to his illegitimate child that he got pregnant when he last won a Super Bowl 30 years ago, basically, damn near. Jerry Jones got to go. Jerry Jones got to go. If he don't go, the team's going to continue to be the same facade. It's a veneer. It's a great spectacle on the outside. He's a great salesman, but the team doesn't come with that substance. It doesn't get players of substance because Jerry wants it to be in the model of his own eyes. He wants some boss hog says, and he wants some radio time. He want to do his radio show. He want to say shit that really should be up to the coach. You've created a dynamic that is it's not winning. It can't win the ultimate prize, which is a Super Bowl. You're going to win in the pocketbooks. You're going to win making money. So if that's what you really want, that's fine. But Cowboys fans realize that and stop overselling and buying into this goddamn bastard bitches, horrible human beings facade that this team is better than what it is. We give them chances to prove it, and they continue to prove us to be what they are. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing fans, we got him this week. I'm tired of, why are y'all so optimistic? There's no reason to be optimistic.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Damn, Jared.
Why? I'm sitting here all week and y'all trying to get me to feel the same vibe as y'all.
Yeah.
Man, we got this, man. We got this. They're good. And I was like, oh yeah, I hope so. Because I know they ain't beat winning teams very well this whole season. Anytime it comes down to nut up or shut up, they usually shut up.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
I need y'all to shut up with that stupid shit about, man, they got this, man. This could be our year. No, you know what could be our year? The year after Jerry Jones leaves. I'm not going to say die because I don't want to wish that on nobody, but leaves.
You can wish it on him. He's 80 years old.
Yeah, he's 80 years old, but he's going either way.
Gone too soon.
God damn.
Niggas can't make it past their 21st birthday. And you worried about Jerry Jones.
You worried about Jerry Jones and he out there in inclement weather.
Yeah. And my other Cuddy Corner shout out goes out to Joe Biden for going to the Mother Emanuel Church of South Carolina, the location of the 2015 mass murder of 9 congregants by a white supremacist. He was interrupted by a ceasefire, Palestine and ceasefire in Gaza protesters. And I wasn't sure how to feel about it, but I also was like, why the fuck is he there? Joe Biden is doing his tour, just trying to placate and doing everything he can to try and say, hey, although I'm not a good candidate, I am the candidate you need, and we don't need you as our candidate. We need something. Just like the Cowboys don't need an old retread coach right now, probably more than likely. We don't need an old retread president. And I'm tired of
Don't
this.
get that old retread, you go get another old.
They both are
retread.
retreads. Our only options are retreads that have proven why they needed to be treaded out.
You got to go through the lesser two evils this year, Jared.
Tired of the lesser of two evils, man. This is some bullshit.
It's not every year that you go to lesser of two evils.
No,
man.
that's pretty much what it always is.
Our
Our political system makes it to where you're voting usually for the lesser of two evils.
Jared, in your lifetime, you know what? In your lifetime of being
Al Gore was not a good candidate, and I wasn't allowed to vote for him.
in your lifetime of being, he wasn't a bad candidate.
John Kerry.
Beautiful on the weekends does stunts for Little Richard in gay movies.
It is 2024 again. It's just a reminder, and I found this piece of a regular internet about men knowing their worth.
Now, dude came up with this list, and I'm just gonna read it to y'all. Remember, I did not make this shit, but I'm finna preach it to y'all, and y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comments. It says, no dick. Fellas, we cannot be out here in 2024 just dropping dick off. We gotta chill out on smashing everything breathing. She don't got a job? No dick. She get paid less than $12 an hour? No dick. Live with her parents? No dick. Always claim she hungry? No dick. Cash app info in her bio? No dick. Always in drama? No dick. Wear them fishnet outfits? No dick. She ain't got all her edges, but she used them little baby hairs that come off the lace wig? No dick. You take her out to dinner and she wants you to pay for her friends too? No dick. Just pay your end of the bill. She smell like salmon and lemon pepper? No dick. The list is longer, but this is all I can screenshot, so I'm reading the next one. She called too many dudes brother and friend? No dick. She going out clubbing every weekend 2 or 3 days after week? No dick. Too much makeup caked up on her face like cake? No dick. If she the dark-skinned friend that look like Michael Jackson? No dick. If she the light-skinned friend that look like Michael Jackson? No dick. If she too skinny and her panties baggy? No dick. If she smell like barbecue weenie water? No dick. I ain't gonna say the ones that don't have a car, cause there's some fine bitches with no cars that can get fun. And remember, if y'all like my videos like I know y'all do, go follow me on Facebook at Tim Speed.
Hey, mine is the one with no car.
I mean,
I'm done with that. I'm done with messing with chicks with no car. That's it.
You know, I'm gonna be with Pedro on that one.
What if they have a license but they just don't have a car?
No.
Nope. It's called being in high school. It's called being in high school, Jared. No.
I had so many. I probably had so many grown women
100%.
promise me some ass and can't get to me.
You'd rather just not even
No,
tease
it.
yourself like that no more.
Nope. Talking about, oh man, I crashed my car last week. I crashed my Nissan Altima last week. Nope.
You're dead to me. It's important to know your worth, kings. So just remember, if she don't,
King. That's right, King.
Hey man, that's the thing, man. But this whole like when you talked about the Chet Holmes thing about all these people talking about how they value men, like you just can't be putting your penis in everybody, man. Like if you actually have value, you got something to lose. Like, hey, you need to be a little more discerning about who you sleeping with. Like that's just off the bat. Because once you do that, she got options. She could be like, hey. If you married, she gonna tell your family. If you got money, she gonna try to get a little bit of that. Oh, actually, this wasn't consensual. Like whatever it's gonna be. If she knows you're actually high value, you got money. Like she's got options. So you gotta be that's for people who got stuff to lose, like you. Or you gotta be a lot more discerning about this stuff, man. And people, that's the part of the game that gets missed. Smart. Hey, did you hear all this drama about DJ Academics? Though I'm late to this though.
Which one? The part where his homie was saying that DJ Academics got a big dick and he can attest to it?
Fucking yeah, Jared showed me that shit, dude.
Really gay.
Different situation.
When is he not in drama? That's how he makes his money. He always gets in an argument with somebody. He's either in an argument with his girlfriend. He get in an argument with rappers.
That's
they
the
talk
thing.
about I'll beat your ass. He got in a fight with Saucy Santana or whatever it is, and then started crying because he's like, I'll beat your ass, little boy.
Saucy Santana is way much more than a man in DJ Academics.
No,
So much
according to DJ Academic's best friend, he said he a yard man. Bad man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Saucy Santana's way much more man